combination with an AM. I felt that that combo was pretty good in the late portion of the game, but he didn't seem to have like the biggest impact throughout the mid game, and that's where I feel like other heroes could maybe have a bigger impact at that stage. On the side of Na'Vi, a pick that I actually really like to see is the Puck. I feel like Puck is one of those heroes that kind of fell off a bit in the recent past, but to me is always one of the top picks. If you have to make it, then Puck is your go-to hero as a mid hero. I think so.
How are we feeling about this Na'Vi lineup right now? I was saying at the start of the show that this seemed to be Na'Vi's patch. You're talking about Gyrocopter coming back into action, a Queen of Pain for Dendi, hell, even a Bounty Hunter is making a surface. It could be used still in the offlane for someone like Funnick. It looks like in this draft they're going to be rolling with the good old classic Tony Wisp combo. Odie, what are you thinking so far about Na'Vi's lineup?
I've got to be honest, I think Na'Vi's lineup is looking pretty scary. Obviously the fact that they picked up IO first, and obviously LC, they respected the fact that Tanya was there, but they didn't seem to think it was too much of an issue to take it away. Na'Vi get that. They also get Puck. We know that Dendi, he's ridiculous on the hero. I mean, you can say what you want about Na'Vi, they've had their ups and downs, but as far as kind of player-hero combination goes, they've always been pretty strong, and I can't remember the last time that Dendi gave us a bad game on the Puck. They've also got the Shadow Demon recently in Dream League and other things that I've been seeing Na'Vi in. Seneko, he's an absolute beast on the hero. I imagine they are going to give that one to Seneko, and if he's on that, we can expect some very kind of clutch defensive and offensive disruptions. But at the same time, I really like what LC have done in response. They know that they're going to be against the Tiny Eye, and they've got heroes like the Witch Doctor, obviously a very good natural counter, and then the Clockwork is going to break up Winter Wyvern as well. He's going to be very nice against the combo, also in terms of obviously Splinter Blast and Winter's Curse working against the fact that they're going to be in close proximity. And, well, we did just see it there. Interesting. Final pick, Bloodseeker. The Bloodseeker.
What was the order of draft? Was Io the first overall pick, or was it Lesh?
It was... Oh, you mean... Well,
who got the double... It was double
the
pick.
Overall first pick. Who
it was
absolute first
Io and then double pick Leshrac, Winter Wyvern.
Leshrac Wyvern. Yeah. Okay. Because I think London Conspiracy, the reason they're prioritizing Wyvern so high, I'm going to say before the game starts, I think it's because they see it as a good Wyvern counter. Or, sorry, as a good Wisp counter. Yeah. Whenever you have like this tandem of Io plus melee hero,
absolutely,
you have a pretty good shot at landing at least a curse where you can maybe just kill the Wisp with its own carry. And that's probably why they're prioritizing it. And then Na'Vi respond with that Shadow Demon, so that when that curse, he can just banish the Wisp and you outlast the...
I do like to go back to the picks and who plays what. I think on the side of Na'Vi, Seneko should be the one playing the Wisp. I do believe so. Okay. It's Seneko playing Wisp and Floros on the Tiny. As well as that when Puck is pushed towards the side lane, that you would often see either or. Funnick can still play great Puck, but it seems like Puck played by Dendi, and then it's Funnick on the Bloodseeker.
Yeah, and it looks like they'll be rolling with those bit of a dual lanes right here. So we don't want to take too much for you, gentlemen. The game is going to get underway. Remember, it's a best of two. Teams looking to come out with a 2-point lead, but it's going to be all about attention on Na'Vi. Are they going to be able to step up to what was their former glory, or are London Conspiracy going to be able to come out with quite the upset here? We'll find out. I'll go ahead and throw it over to our two casters for this matchup, Mr. Odie Pixel and Synderen. Please, gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you very much, Colgar, and indeed, Synderen, this is going to be a pretty interesting matchup between these sides. It's going to arguably be a very hard game for LC, and I just still want to emphasize on the fact that they let Na'Vi get the Tiny Io. Obviously, we did see their picks early up in the form of heroes that we are saying are going to be very good against the combo. Do you think they picked those heroes hoping that Na'Vi would go, okay, we're not going to pick the Tiny Internet?
I think they wanted Tiny to pick Tiny to pick the Na'Vi. Yeah. They wanted Na'Vi to pick the Tiny because they were planning for it the whole time. So either they have a plan against it and bait Na'Vi into picking it, or they get Na'Vi to take a secondary hero that doesn't perform as well with the Wisp. So if they don't deal well with the Tiny Io, then either they just misplayed or their drafting was really poor. Because this was, whenever you get a first pick Wisp from a team, you know what the classic tandems are and you need to have a game plan against it. My main concern for LC is that what you usually see a lot of teams do when you're playing against the Wisp is that either you have a lineup that's really good at 5-manning, so relocate becomes very weak, or if you're playing some sort of a split push or a skirmish lineup, you have cores that can escape the relocate. Lesh can't escape. Shadowfiend can't escape. Clockwork can, but it's very situational with the hookshot getting away. And the two supports are decent against the tandem, but I always looked at Witch Doctor as a little bit of a weird counter against Wisp +1, because it really depends on like the spacing, how close you are to the tethered target, whether the cast can even bounce. So for me, it's like a semi-counter, but I don't think it's amazing.
Okay.
We do see a lot of teams do it, though.
I do like what London Conspiracy have done here in the mid lane. Obviously, they've anticipated the fact it's going to be Horvorst and Seneko with the Tiny Eye combo in the middle, and they've sent in a Witch Doctor to help out. And Witch Doctor, a hero that can make a lot of very nice things happen in the mid lane with that superior base damage to start with.
Yeah, it looks like Kaiser has managed to get, what's that, 1 CS so far. It makes a very big difference for the Shadow Fiend here. I want to say the moment he gets like 5 or 6 CS, he matches Tiny's damage, or at least comes very close to, and that's when he can start getting a lot more CS. So they're going to need to help him out a little bit here with the Witch Doctor. Like you said, the cask is going to be a little annoying. Nice deny, though, from Seneko as Kaiser was trying to raise that creep, and he's already got 3 in total. So 2 last hits, 1 deny, and this should be it. 4th one, there we go. Okay. This is almost enough to secure the Shadow Fiend. The problem is, when Witch Doctor goes away, there's actually a pretty easy... Shadow Fiend, sorry, is a very easy kill for Tiny Wisp. So he never really feels safe, but if he can reach level 5 and just double raise the wave, he never needs to commit anymore to the CS.
Oh, here we go. We can see on the bottom lane here, just trying to harass back Funnick, but he doesn't care. He's just turning around, giving a few punches back to the old Winter Wyvern. And obviously, let's talk about the offlane Seeker, Cinder, and where does it stand, and why do you think Na'Vi have picked it up this game?
Seeker is one of the heroes I have a really hard time placing right now because it wasn't picked at all in China. It was, I think, maybe it was picked like once or twice in the American qualifiers, or at least very low. Wait a second.
Yeah, Artstar there with a cheeky disruption to ensure the double damage for Na'Vi. Io coming in, and with that, that's going to be your first blood there to Artstar. Very nice little play there from the Shadow Demon.
Well, it's going to give him 402 gold. A lot of value there. It's going to be his boots. Probably going to start... Well, I guess he'll get boots and upgrade the courier here at minute 3, so that's the dream start for a Shadow Demon, more or less. So what were we saying? Bloodseeker. I feel like I need a little more of a sample size because it was picked by, what was it? In the last series I saw, it was picked by 4ASC, and the game they picked it in, they got destroyed. The hero itself definitely has some strengths, especially Bloodright is interesting, where it's like you put a zone in the middle of the fight that the enemy team really need to get out of, so you have a lot of control until BKBs come up with which direction the fight goes in, so you can like push people in a direction which is pretty nice. It's really good for Puck as well, like the synergy where you dream coil and then they actually can't escape the Bloodright.
These are some nice stats coming out from both sides, and obviously one of the benefits of being the Shadow Fiend, you can always catch up in terms of having a bad lane from clearing out the camps, and the fact that he's managed to have the Witch Doctor doing it for him is going to just help him so much. I mean, even at this moment in time, 12 for 5 versus the 7th one on Horvorst, he's winning the mid lane, and with this camp, this is going to be a great start for the Shadow Fiend.
There is a big Satyr in this camp though, so he needs to make sure to clear it off fast, else it's just going to heal up again. And well, he's only level 3, so these raises aren't really that scary yet. He's got another 2 to give.
Bottom lane, we're seeing Madara here trying to go in onto Funnick. Funnick's trying to turn this one around. He's going to try and chase it, and I think he might be able to get a couple of hits. Will bring down the Leshrac, tries to pop his out. Oh, with the Lightning Storm! Madara there with the burst damage to deal with the Funnick Bloodseeker. Very nicely played there by Leshrac.
That got really close. They cannot afford to let this Bloodseeker get a kill in this lane. This is... I want to say Wyvern plus Lesh should actually run this Bloodseeker over. You go in with Arctic Burn and with Edict, you just run him out of the lane. But he's got level 4. I'm actually really surprised that Funnick managed. He started with the Poor Man's Shield and I think a pack of Tangos or something. And
yeah, he did, yeah.
What they did was they tried to pressure him a little bit with the Wyvern, but it didn't seem like they committed at the same time and got some really solid pressure out. The goal against Bloodseeker is he doesn't really care about being brought down to, say, 2/3 of health because he just heals it up again. You need to take him down to 1/4 or something. So he can't just go back and take a CS and feel comfortable about it.
Oh, mid lane. Tiny and Io, they go in and they go hard. They get the Witch Doctor there, taking him away from his partnership with the Shadow Fiend. But I mean, also notable, we were looking at the top lane, the fact that the offlaner for LC, Skylark on Clockwork, he's only just reached level 2. He is not having a good start this game. Oh, mid lane. Are they going to get more here? Vorst and Seneko, they want to go in with the toss. That's going to be another kill in the mid lane. They've managed to find 2 there within the course of a minute, taking down both the Witch Doctor and then the Shadow Fiend to follow. Things are certainly looking up for Na'Vi here in the early game.
Yeah, they're winning all 3 lanes, essentially. Sure, the Bloodseeker died bottom, but if you want to... Like, what I call winning in the offlane is that you get more than you should. And he's level 4.5. In my opinion, he should probably be level 2 or level 3, similar to the Clockwork. So now we're just outplaying them left, right, and center. And For LC to come back into this, I think you're going to need to rotate your supports together. Either you move the Wyvern into mid, who actually has a really interesting engage path where you can fly over the cliff, but there is a Na'Vi ward there, so you would need to smoke for that gank. Or you try to pull the Witch Doctor to the bottom lane gank there, because I think the top lane kill is not going to happen with the support duo. Puck is really, really good against both Witch Doctor and Wyvern. Yeah,
absolutely. And talking about the Dendi Puck at the moment, look how well he's been doing in lane. 36 CS, 21 denies. This, I don't think you could ask for a better start here on Dendi. And look at the farm. He's coming up to 1,800 gold. He's going to have a Blink Dagger 7-8 minutes into this game at this rate.
Yeah. He sold his salve, I think. He started with a salve and 8 tangos. I'm a little bit surprised that was the starting build for Dendi, because I wonder if he was expecting them to aggressive trialing into him or something and was scared of the harassment, but seemed like a little bit of overkill in the region. Cost him a little bit of gold. Yeah,
I mean, I guess at the same time, looking at for the side of LC, they've got a lot of farm on their Leshrac, and their Shadow Fiend, you know, apart from the fact that he did give away that death, he's been doing pretty well overall in the mid lane against the Tiny.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of farm from this big camp. Should bring him up to level 7 with his next 2 raises, and doing a bit of bottle crowing as he should. Gonna see him finish off the camp here with just 1 raise and a right click. That's level 7. Gonna rotate further, and they're doing a really good job stacking, like you said. Witch Doctor has definitely been on point with that. And one thing London Conspiracy are doing very well, and once again, the thing I can mainly compare to from the recent few days is the Chinese qualifier.
Okay.
We often saw supports getting underleveled, where they aren't really that effective. They try to make things happen, they don't, and then there's the plan B is gone. LC have been stacking a hell of a lot. And as a result of that, both of their supports are almost level 5 minute 7, which is pretty decent, to be honest. Navi's got some good stacks too, though. Very, very good economy play from both teams. Is that a quad stack on Navi hard camp? I think that's triple. Triple stack there, and they've got a double on the leftmost hard camp. So there's a lot of unclaimed gold for Navi, and even without that, they're still 1,500 ahead.
Yeah, and this is Dendi now, hitting level 6, has the Blink Dagger. I mean, at this point, you're obviously having such a great game as the Puck. Are you safe to just pretty much stay in the lane and continue to farm, or is it your best bet to start being mobile and start looking to shut down the other lanes even harder?
I think they have a pretty good shot at killing the Lesh bottom, actually, if Dendi ports Coil into Blood Rate, and then Lesh has to choose either he takes the long silence or he breaks the coil, and then Dendi can't miss his spells. So that should be a fairly easy kill for Dendi, and I would actually recommend him moving pretty soon. Let Artstyle get the top lane, get level 6 on the Shadow Demon. The Demonic Purge isn't amazing in this game, but it always makes some sort of a difference. And Dendi can definitely be useful elsewhere. Because else the problem is, they're safe lane farming a Puck, right? And you're trading Puck farm for Lesh, and in the mid lane you're trading Shadow Fiend for Tiny. That's fine, but in terms of scaling, I would say Lesh is probably the better hero to have 200 CS on instead of the Puck. And Dendi has such a huge impact on the game right now if he starts moving. Level 7, probably gonna... I'm surprised if he maxes out Orb. Surprised in the first place that was his priority, because the silence is really, really good against, for example, Core Leshrac early on. Did he need the Orb in the lane? I don't know if he used it to arrest Clockwork. Maybe he did.
I'm actually going to see both Favors and Seneko come up to this top lane. Looks like they just want to clear out these camps at the moment. I mean, the side of LC, they're all on their side of the map, down around their own jungle. So no one's going to be getting caught out here at the moment, and both teams just looking to farm up and clear out those camps and stacks that have been created.
And now Skylark for LC will be going to the bottom lane, because you can't have a level 3 Clockwork level minute 9. Like, this is not going to work. They really need him to level up. They need the hookshot against the IO Tiny. It's a really good way of splitting them apart. You hookshot in on the Tiny, you cog, and then the Wisp gets knocked back, for example. Or it's a good way of zoning out a Bloodseeker from the fight, who is very, very mobile and fast once damage has been done by Dendi. And that way they can try to keep him under control. Clock is actually the most important hero for LC to get levels on, and he's really tanked.
Yeah, and the fact as well, we're seeing 9.5 minutes in, Uriah's level 7, and...
I'm on a stat.
Oh, you are? Wow. How far back does this data reach from? I mean...
That's 3 years ago. 4 years, maybe. Solo mid Enigma, those were the days.
But anyway, yeah, they've got the level 7.
So what was the stat on Dendi? I'm sorry, I got a little excited.
You were just looking at your name,
that was funny. Yeah. I never see that, so I got a little excited about it. So what was the stat on Dendi? 6th most denies out of, what was it?
I was too mesmerized by the fact that your name was there, Syndron. I'm sorry.
We apologize.
We apologize.
Please show the stat again. I'm a little bit self-biased there. That's on me.
There we go.
Denies per game. Oh, he's 6th on that? I would have put Dendy in the top 3. I feel like he denies a hell of a lot every single mid-game. I'm actually surprised he is only 6th. So who's above him, I guess? That would be interesting. I would love to know who the other 5 are, because I'm thinking a player like Mushi is definitely up very high.
He's got to be up there.
Lane player. He has played support recently, though, so I guess he's been losing a little bit per game, but still, he must have a really big buffer. Arteezy would maybe be a shot from back in the EG days. Played a lot of OD mid, got a lot of denies on that, but when he plays, well, I'm actually not sure.
Ooh, we've got the Blink Dagger on Tiny as well. A lot of kind of tools getting ready for the side of Na'Vi if they want to go for it. But it seems at the moment, at least, they're pretty happy with their kind of the staleness of this game and looking to just keep themselves safe. They don't want to look for any aggression. Maybe they're just going to wait for London Conspiracy to try and jump on them, and then we'll see the side react. Because for the time being, both sides seem to be pretty passive, Synderen.
Yeah, I wonder if this really favors Na'Vi. They're 2k gold ahead, so that's good enough. But looking at the hero composition, the Bloodseeker is really shafted so far. 20 CS, minute 11. Of course, he got a lot of experience in the offlane. He's level 8, which is great for him. But Corlesh and Shadow Fiend, if Na'Vi don't take any advantage of this, they risk running into a problem where LC just get to farm, they get some tank items and ultimately BKBs, and then Dendy's impactfulness really drops pretty quickly. Impactfulness is not a word. Impact. Is it? It's a word now.
Impactfulness, yeah.
Is that a word?
I'm sure it's a word. I'm sure. It's a word now anyway.
You're so good to me, Odie.
Mid lane as well. I mean, the fact that Na'Vi are able to send Artstyle here, and he's not being caught out as of yet. He's finding a lot of XP here. He's reaching his level 7. So they're being able to give the Shadow Demon space, you know, at the same time. Tiny with a blink has just been heading around the jungle, clearing out the camps. Havor still keeping himself very farmed up. There's a lot of things looking up for Na'Vi, but at the same time, the second 2 highest on the net worth board are both on the side of London Conspiracy. We've got the Leshrac, we've got the Shadow Fiend up there, pretty much on par with Dendy's Puck at the moment. It's just a question of who's going to be able to do the most with this kind of early game farming.
I'm wondering what Na'Vi are scared of. I mean, I'm guessing they're not scared, but that they just think that farming is fine. But in my opinion, their lineup is a lot stronger than the Radiance right now, because Clock is not level 6, Tiny has a blink, and Puck has a blink, and they got them super early. Dendy got a blink 5 minutes ago, hasn't used it. I can't remember when Tiny got it, but he already farmed another 1,200 gold, so I'm guessing he got it a few minutes ago as well. And finally, there's going to be a play here. This is what I was waiting for.
Let's see what they can do with this. They've got the blink on the Tiny, they've got the blink on the Puck. And here we go, straight into the jungle. Havors leading the way. To the left, we see the Silent Conspiracy. He's looking it out, and well, we're going to jump straight in. Dendy, we're here with the Waiting with the Silence onto the Wyvern, but the Deathfall's been dropped down. They've taken down 1, 2, 3. Seneko, Artstyle, and Force. They all fall. Na'Vi just walk into the Silent Conspiracy. They might lose more. Skylark hook-shotting forwards onto Funnick. Can they trap him out here? He hasn't quite got the mana. Yes, he has now for the Cogs. Could he get himself in range for this one? He has got the Tranquil Boots, but no. Oh, yes, with the slow from the Lightning Storm. Oh, the Cogs, they don't trap Funnick. They only push him away. But nonetheless, Na'Vi walks straight into London Conspiracy, and London Conspiracy just ripped them apart. 3 kills for the side, and the Radiant lose nothing.
What happened to Dendy in that fight?
He jumped straight in, he got the silence onto your Winter Wyvern.
He never used coil, he got stuck on the cliff, and I want to say, so I really wanted Na'Vi to make a play. London Conspiracy were in the perfect position there.
Absolutely.
They broke the smoke. Havos did not find an opening with the Tiny. He immediately got stopped by the Wyvern. So I don't know if they read that play entirely and were just positioned like that, or if they reacted very well to the situation. That was really good for them. Yeah, he is mega dead.
Yeah, he's very dead.
Yeah, that's the first relocate gank of the game from Na'Vi, but as you said, very, very good hold from LC inside their own jungle. Perfect positioning and play there.
He could be in trouble here. Look at this, coming in with a Splinter Blast. He
really taking a lot of damage.
They're using a lot of trouble. Look at this damage coming out from the Leshrac. He will put the Rupture down onto the Wyvern, but it's not going to be enough, even with the Demonic Purge. And now Artstyle and Snake, they want to try and come back in, but the Cold Embrace has been popped down. Is the Wyvern going to be able to keep himself alive? No, he's not. He will go down. The cast comes out, bouncing between them. But Dar wants to go back in. Looks what's done with the Dream Core with the Mini Stun, holds him back from the cast animation with the stun. He can't get it through. The Deathfall's been popped down by the side of London Conspiracy. Now Dendy's got to run. Kiza is trying to chase this one down on the Shadow Fiend. Artstyle, Snake, and Dendy, they're all stuck in the trees. Now Havors with the wraparound. Can he look to continue his fight? He can't find Spartan. Spartan's there with Juice. Havors is going to go straight for the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend's going to be fine. Now maybe turning around, throwing a raise back out the side of Na'Vi. But that looks like it will be that for the time being. So a very chaotic fight there going on the bottom lane.
And a good retreat there from LC, who could have easily got bloodlisted for the 2 kills there.
They want to go back in, Cinder, and they've got a hook shot here on the clockwork. Havors and Dendy coming forward. Is he going to go for the jump? Oh, he's thinking about it. Pops out the rocket flare. Then he will be back. Does he still want to go for this hook shot? Then Na'Vi a little bit too far back out. But I don't know, man. This is impressive stuff from London Conspiracy, especially regarding how well the lanes did go for Na'Vi at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, they've managed to, after getting nothing out of their offlane for a little bit, they've given Clockwork a comeback. They have farmed more on their 2 cores than Na'Vi have, and their supports have managed to get really good levels. This is level 8 Witch Doctor and Wyvern minus 15. That's super high levels here. If you look over at Na'Vi, it's comparable, and Clockwork is pretty much the only sacrificial lamb out of any team in this game so far. The gold lead that Na'Vi gained is completely negated now. We're back to 0 on both gold and XP, and as far as this game goes, when it goes further, my question is if Frost, that is an easy kill.
Indeed it is. Bringing down... Oh, hello. He wants to come into this one. He's going to get disrupted straight away. And Spartan, he's going to walk it out. There'll be a Demonic Purge thrown down. Keezer, he's been ruptured. He can't move around in this fight. He's going to try to anyway. It doesn't matter. It's only level 1 Watcher. He pops the mechanism. Now they're going to try and find Dendy here. He's getting hold in place by the Winter Curse. 2 heroes down on the side of RV. Can LC look for anything more? Madara maybe seeing if he can get the slow here with the Lightning Storm. He's going to try and move into range, but he hasn't quite got the speed to do so. But all in all, another very favourable trade for the side of London Conspiracy. I mean, we're 16 minutes in, and you know, you've got a position 1 Leshrac with a Bloodstone that's got 10 charges. This is great for the side of LC.
Yeah, the Wyvern, in my opinion, is playing this really well. Good positioning every time, making sure to land Splinter Blasts, that Winter's Curse on Dendy. You know, a lot of the time Wyverns are really greedy, and you're looking for a Winter's Curse where you get enemies to hit each other, obviously, that's ideal, but if you isolate a key hero like Puck like that could be really good. Witch Doctor ult. Oh, they're taking so much damage here. I think they're going to sacrifice the Wyvern.
Oh, the Requiem as well. I think the side of LC are looking to continue to fight. This guy's biting through. Spartan throws out a right click. They'll be able to take down the Iris. 1-for-1 now with the Demonic Purge on Keezer, but no, a hook shot coming out of the side of Na'Vi. Dendy will be able to open himself out of force. He's still trying to fight, but there's a Leshrac. There's a Witch Doctor. There's a Shadow Fiend. He will go down. Skylark stands still. It doesn't matter about the rupture. Funnick will be able to get himself out of this one. But again, Na'Vi, they're throwing away so much in these fights with LC, and LC are coming out on top every time.
13 Bloodstone charged Lesh. Minute 17. He's going to be a problem.
This is okay, so he's going to go for the Yule Scepter by the looks of it on this Leshrac. Not something that we see every time. Dream Coil will be solo dropped onto the Skylark. Can Dendy even find this? He'll throw the orb out, but I don't think he wants to jump forward to it. And no, he won't. He has to back himself away. London Conspiracy. And this Shadow Fiend, he's level 13 and getting pretty scary.
Yeah, Na'Vi need to slow down the game now, which is unfortunate because in my opinion they had a timing window that they missed. Like I said, when they get the blink minute 7 on Dendy, that's probably when you want to try to take an aggressive stance, but instead they waited that 5-minute period where I feel like they were almost unbeatable in a fight, and then when they went in, the enemy team had their levels. They had I think they had the curse on Wyvern already when Na'Vi went for that smoke gank. Probably Witch Doctor was also pretty high level in that situation. And
I've seen they plan this is going to be a relocate coming in. Dendy blinks forward as well, but it's a solo relocate. There's no Tiny. They don't need the Tiny. They will be.
Oh, the hook shot! Just jaunts out there, does the Puck. And this is not happening for London Conspiracy. Finally, Na'Vi take a fight without any casualties of their own.
I've got to be honest, I was kind of holding my breath there. I was like, hang on, I thought we saw someone die. I looked to the top, there was no one there. But of course, he's got, what, 17 Bloodstone charges? He's straight back on the pitch at this point in the game.
Wait, he had 13, right? Oh yeah, it's rounded up because he lost 5. I was like, that's not... Yeah, it gets rounded up.
Yeah.
So he's down to the original 8, which is still pretty good. I mean, it's minute 18. It's not the end of the world for him. I would have obviously loved not to lose those charges. But all in all, the end trade at the end of the day is that they get the tower. Because Na'Vi used so many abilities on killing the Lesh and he insta-respawns. It wasn't all in vain for LC. I'm just looking at Na'Vi's lineup now, and like I said, they probably need to slow it down a bit, but in my opinion, Bloodseeker with this level of farm at minute 19 really scales poorly. If you want this to be a core in the mid-late game and want it to be really impactful, you need to get him more farm than this, and it looks like they're just prioritizing farming Frost and Dendy. And in my opinion, Dendy should stop farming. Or not stop farming, but he should give Funnick more priority. They need the Bloodseeker to be more than just a moving blood rate, basically.
I mean, obviously at the same time, Havorski's going to be looking to continue to work towards that Aghanims. And once you do get the Aghanims on Tiny, there's a lot of potential for comeback. I mean, one good fight and you can easily take 1-2 towers down. You can really get the momentum going back your way with the Tiny IO combo, and it's not too hard to do so. But if LC keep playing like this and Na'Vi keep throwing away fights, it's going to make it a lot harder for them to kind of play on in this game.
And now we're reaching the point I was scared of for Na'Vi originally. The BKB on Shadow Fiend is up in 300 gold, so he's got that in a second. Yeah, he is not looking hot here.
It's fine.
Oh.
It's fine. It's fine. He's over there. He's got a Glimmer Cape. He's all good. He's all good. Good old Glimmer Cape.
Yeah, he at least has decent farm on Na'Vi relative to what he could have now. As they relocate bottom, Skylark with a really good power cog. They get nothing out of that. They might even lose the Wisp. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, not so horrible.
He gets the tether over, but that was a little bit of mess there from the side of Na'Vi. The avalanche was off point, and indeed, it's a little bit hard to relocate onto the clockwork if he gets those cogs out straight away.
Yeah, if he's in the perfect position when the relocate comes in and reacts correctly, it can be a little bit tricky. So, yep, doesn't happen. What I was getting at, Shadow Fiend, BKB is flying out right now. They've got the Lesh with the Yules. It's obviously not a BKB, but it's still a defensive item that can disjoint Na'Vi's combo. You can avoid the Blood Right. You can maybe, if you time it well, avoid an Avalanche or Puck Silence. There's multiple abilities that can be really key to avoid here, and of course has the aggressive potential with it as well. If there's one thing LC's lineup doesn't lack, though, it's catch. They have Hookshot and the Wyvern, which I think is more than enough, so I'm guessing he's getting it mainly for defensive purposes.
Okay, and we're just going to have a quick pause here, but at the moment in this game, 21 minutes, 10-8 between the two sides. Obviously, it's not over yet for Na'Vi, but it's. I've got to be honest, I don't think people may have expected London Conspiracy to have as good of a start as they have had against Na'Vi this game.
No, they're definitely showing up today.
Yeah.
It's good to see, because a lot of, you know, the cool stories in qualifiers like this is that LC is a team that I think pretty much everyone just counted out, like didn't even consider for top 4. And they're showing some potential in this game that could definitely take them there. There were a couple of upsets, I believe, for example, in the Chinese qualifiers. HGT didn't even get top 4, I believe. So no one is safe. A lot of people even picked HGT to win that qualifier, and they didn't get that far. So if LC are well prepared, if they have something up their sleeves, such as this Wyvern pick, if you're able to perform with heroes that other teams don't play, you have a really, really big advantage going into drafting phases. And maybe there can be a big surprise story in this. It's obviously a small sample size so far, but... Alright, tower goes down.
A couple of big items coming out for the side of Na'Vi. Dendy's now got his Yule Scepter complete, and Vorse now has the completed Aghanims on Tiny, so obviously very respectable timings and item progression for both of these cores. But still, we're kind of yet to see them use what they've had at their capabilities to the best of their ability so far, because every engagement they've kind of gone straight into an LC. They've been there with a Death Ward, with a Winter's Curse, and it's just pulled apart Na'Vi each and every time. But maybe now we can see Na'Vi pull off something spectacular. It looks like they will lose this tier 2 here on the bottom lane.
They have Glyph. They are not interested.
No.
They'll delay it.
Are they going to go for it? They do have that relocate, but at the same time, Tiny and they're looking to just push down the top lane, maybe to just get a bit of a tier 2 shred their own. Oh, looks for a hook shot there, Skylark, but it must have literally just been off, because they looked incredibly close.
Yeah, he was trying for Shadow Demon, right? That was the kill he could get there, yeah. And I think they would have got it. It could have even spawned a really big team fight that could have been great for LC. If they kill the Shadow Demon early and there's a TP, a relocate in, and they manage to counterplay it with the Wyvern the moment they land, they might have got some bonus kills out of that, so... Well, Na'Vi still lose their tier 2. They weren't interested in trying to hold it. They delayed it as much as they could with the Glyph, and things are going to slow down a bit here again. I still favor LC with every passing minute, unless if this Tiny gets out of control.
I think, yeah, it's the Tiny we've got to watch.
He is really the hero for Na'Vi. It's Tiny and Puck who need to pull the big load here. The Bloodseeker has not even got a BKB. He's still 1,000 gold away, minute 23.
We're seeing London Conspiracy go for a smoke now. Now, arguably, every kind of fight has been Na'Vi looking to put on the aggression. This time, London Conspiracy, they're going to be looking for something of their own. Smoking up towards the mid lane, and everyone is here on the side of Na'Vi around this secret shop. LC, they're going to take a gamble. They're going to head into the dire jungle, and obviously with this, they're not going to be able to find anything. The fact that the camps are down might kind of keep them looking around as well, suspecting that Tiny and I are about, but it looks like Na'Vi will be able to entirely dodge this smoke gang.
Two things can happen now. Either Na'Vi try for a Roche when they see this top tower, or they'll try to trade for bottom tier 1. And unfortunately, since they've been running in circles for so long, instead of starting to push out a lane, which is obviously Wait.
Oh! A little bit of the relocate bait, relocating to Glimmer Cape. He might pay off his life. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He does go down. Now, what was the play there, Synderen? And yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not an expert in Dota 2, but I'm sure you are, and you can tell me what exactly that player did that.
I have no idea what he was thinking. Maybe he tried to cut the wave so that the Radiant couldn't push, but he was too late even for that, I think, so... I don't know. That just looked really weird from Soniko. Even if he wanted to pull, like, let's say the relocate failed and he wanted to bring a friend.
Yes.
You can't even bring a friend there. If you bring Tiny up there, maybe they felt confident. Did they see? They didn't see London Conspiracy before he relocated, right? They didn't know they were there. So maybe they were expecting the smoke angle somewhere else, and they just wanted to relocate him and Tiny to just split push a bit.
Okay.
But that seemed really odd. If that's what they were looking for, I think bottom lane would have been a better choice. Honey was. Did I miss anything there, or? They wanted to get a pick off up there? Oh, I see. So they were trying to relocate two heroes in for a pick off, and then they realized there were many, and he broke the tether.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, then it's good decision making in the moment. Like,
yeah, so
breaking the tether
not bringing Havorst into that did work out. Yeah, I mean Havorst here with an Invis Rune. There is Kiza and good old Wyvern there in the jungle, but they're not going to look for anything yet. Still hanging back. 25.5 minutes in, 11-8 between these sides. The farm's still looking very healthy for both the Leshrac and the Shadow Fiend. And Leshrac himself, Madara, closing in on that BKB, has the Mithril and the Ogre Club. And indeed, as you were saying a few minutes ago, Kiza has got that BKB and now a Sanch on top of it as well.
And there's one thing we haven't talked about so much in this game. We've been focusing a lot on the core heroes for every side. But let's look at the supports.
Yeah.
The chance that Na'Vi end this game soon is very, very... It's minimal, right?
Yes.
They are not in a commanding position at all. So I would say same for LC. Like, this could go to an hour or at least 45 minutes before any team breaks the base. So let's imagine that's the case. Looking at scaling of supports, Na'Vi have the Shadow Demon, who scales well against enemies that scale well, because Disruption is the ability that scales, right? Very well into the late game. Soul Catcher is obviously always great. Oh, the hook shot. He's got to find Frost. They don't have... Oh. Almost got Skylark down. Very, very close as they pull him out. So this is probably going to be... Oh, nothing is going to come from this. I think Soniko will just live. Relocates in capes and ports, yeah. So, scaling up supports, I was saying. Shadow Demon and Wisp, they don't scale so well themselves. It's the game that scales well around them, if you know what I mean. So, Wisp...
Ooh, look at this bottom lane. They want to try and defend this tier 1 keys. They're jumping straight in. He will get Demonic purged up. Funnick now with the BKB trying to fight himself into it, but Winter's Curse has been popped down, holding him in place. Now Keys with the punches. Do they have enough damage to bring down Funnick? He's getting incredibly low. Still going to try and run away from this one here.
He is...
Oh, he's going to pop, isn't he? He is indeed going to pop. Killing spree there for the Witch Doctor. And now, right, the rest of the side of Na'Vi, they're well and truly out of there.
Do you want to hear my point anymore?
Go for it.
Because, I mean, they keep interrupting me.
Oh. I'm sorry, please, they just
It's not you, it's the game. The game doesn't want to hear the point. So, looking at scaling of supports, both Witch Doctor and Wyvern, in my opinion, scale pretty well into the late game. Of course, Witch Doctor with the Aghanim's Death Ward is always a threat mid-late game. You compare that to a Shadow Demon, where it's really about the clutch timing of hitting that key disruption, or if he gets an Aghanim Scepter, the 3 purges can be great, but it's not really that great of a lineup to run Demonic Purge against in the first place. So, you've got that, then you've got Wyvern, who has a percentage damage-based ability in Arctic Burn that he is in control of. Shadow Demon obviously has the Soul Catcher, but that's more about his team dealing the damage, whereas Wyvern as a support himself can really dish out the damage all stages of the game. Here we go!
Then they go straight in there with the Dream Coil, Force Pop, the BKB trying to fight for it all. There's BKB on the Shadow Fiend as well. He's trying to turn a punch against the Tiny, but it's just not working out. He'll turn his attention towards Soniko. Soniko will get low here. Will he die? He's going to have the positive burn charges, and he's going to be able to keep himself alive, and he gets himself out of this fight. And we are going to see Havorst kind of left behind with Funnick, but it doesn't matter. Funnick will be able to bring down the Shadow Fiend, but they do lose Havorst. They will lose Funnick as well. It's a triple kill for the Leshrac amongst all of this action. Dendy and of course Soniko, the only ones to stay alive at the side of Na'Vi, and the Clockwork and the Lesh remain for LC. They head back into the pit. They might look to finish this one up, but Dendy, he's going to be ready to go for a little bit of a play here. Maybe see if he can get himself the steal. It could be risky.
This is a very, very important moment. Dendy has done this so many times in the past.
So
They're going to buy back Bloodseeker.
He's got the bash onto Dendy. He has got Soniko, and he will still be able to get the phase shift off. He's going to be able to get himself out with the orb, and he's already been able to bring down the clock. But they might be able to find Madara as well. They do. Dendy and Soniko, they bring down both of them. Now they'll turn back into the pit to finish off Roshan. There's no one in the nearby for the London Conspiracy. It's only the Witch Doctor alive. They will get the Roche, and they will be able to get the Aegis as well, and they might even be able to protect it in order for Tiny to get this one. Now they're going to let it go to Funnick here, Bloodseeker picking up the Aegis, but, well, as you were saying before, that Dendy, he's pretty much the master of disrupting a good Roshan, and well, that's a very healthy play there for Na'Vi.
That was such a key moment for Dendy, and the reason he gets away with this, he actually even got unlucky. He got bashed when he blinked in. If he doesn't get bashed there, that's a very clean play, but
there we go, look at this.
Soniko was there, so we're going to see the replay here. Soniko when Dendy blinks in, he's going to blink Silence Orb. They buy back the Bloodseeker, hoping to have him join as part of the fight, or at least give some vision with it. There we go. That's the bash, but Tether and Overcharge. He's being healed. The Lesh Stun's actually going to miss. That was also a misplay here from Madara, hoping that he could land it on Dendy. He might have wanted to cancel it and try to get the Wisp, and then play it from there, but yeah. Very nice snipe from Dendy, and maybe a little bit too greedy from LC in hindsight. It is it's a really high risk, high reward play. So I guess if they don't do it, they just lose the Roche.
Yeah.
Now they respawn, and they're closer to that with their middle tier 2 tower. So
I mean, we see looking at the graph at the moment, up and down, up and down.
It's a fairly big swing. Those 2 kills from Dendy were worth about 4,000 experience and 2k gold. And obviously the Roche is a part of that as well. So.
Relocate. Indeed, onto Spawn. Look at the TP reactions, though, from the side of London Conspiracy. Will Na'Vi be able to find anyone here? They're trying to look for it, but no. Now it's London Conspiracy turning this one around. They've been able to bring down Snako on the eye. They're going to find her Vorce here as well with the Death Ward. Very nice TP reaction there from the side of LC, getting themselves a double kill onto the Leshrac, and they'll also be able to get the tower denied.
Cross completely airballed that Avalanche. It wasn't even really close. It's like he cast it in the wrong direction. Either he just had a bad mouse movement, or he expected Witch Doctor to try to juke it off. No, this is impossible, more or less. Maybe the... Oh.
Yeah.
It's going to blink. Oh, almost! He still has Orb, Yules, and Phase. Yeah, this is a very nice escape.
Yeah, I don't think you're catching Dendy here. No, in comes Funnick.
Funnick's pretty fast.
Does he want to go on this? Nah, they don't have the Tiny now. 20 seconds, and they'll have that back up with the potential to re-engage, but for the time being, yeah, it's the safer bet to get themselves out, especially obviously after losing both her Vorst and Snako at the start of that.
How useful do you feel like Bloodseeker has been in this game for you as an offlaner? We even talked about, I feel like he got more than he should have in the start in this offlane. So he had an easier game than he maybe could, and I'm not sure if they've just misplayed it as a team and it would have been really great, or if this was just not a good Bloodseeker game. But I believe it was the last overall pick for Na'Vi, and there is really obvious synergy with Dream Coil, but they haven't really accomplished too much with him, in my opinion.
I mean, I guess the thing is, though, 32 minutes in, with the pace of the game so far, there's the potential for it to go on a lot longer, and Bloodseeker can get a lot scarier. But at the same time, you know, you're talking about the progression of the supports earlier, London Conspiracy, Witch Doctor does now have his completed Aghanims.
I feel like he's a support, and he's stronger than Bloodseeker right now, in my opinion. So he's level 13. Level 16 Witch Doctor this is going to be one of the earlier level 16 Witch Doctors we've seen. If they manage to get one more good fight, he's almost there. And you look at a hero like Tiny, who generally when it comes to carry versus carry matchups and you've got an overcharged Tiny, the way he wins those battles most of the time is that he obviously has craggy exterior and he has the steroid of Wisp coming in, but Wisp can't actually stand and heal him when the Death Ward is bouncing to the Wisp. You have to run away, or Glimmer Cape at the very least, and then you've used your defensive item, maybe a situation opens up, and the Death Ward just... Tiny's low base armor is also a problem for him against that. He will get the Cuirass at some point fairly soon, but... as well as 16. Here comes Wost in full size. He's at least keeping up on the farm.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, it's obviously worth noting that Snako's farm in the eye is pretty nice as well. You know, he's hit level 15. He has got the Vlads and such to help out the team. And
yeah, wow, he's a lot more farm than I thought he was. I saw the early Glimmer Cape, or at least decently timed Glimmer Cape, but he has managed to be very involved here. Level 15. That's what you often get when you run Io and Tiny so closely together. Whenever Wost is farming, obviously gets half the experience.
Absolutely, but 17 to 13 at the moment, 33 minutes in. The side of London Conspiracy still keeping themselves fairly grouped up and fairly safe at the moment. The farms still slightly favouring the side of London Conspiracy. We've got both Leshrac and Shadow Fiend up there. Puck just a little bit behind, but it is very close at the moment between both sides, and I think we could have some very exciting fights coming up very shortly. And I mean, Bloodseeker Funnick does now have a Demon Edge on top of the BKB, so he's really starting to get a fair bit of damage online.
Is that a Daedalus or an MKB is the question. I do not think it's a Rapier, before you ask. Is there any obvious... Well, there is a Talisman on the Shadow Fiend, so maybe he's getting an MKB to try to deal with that. I'm just not sure if he's in a position right now with that kind of item build. Bloodseeker is actually pretty fragile. If you look at his health pool right now, 1500. He's got 10 base armor, which is pretty decent, but he can very quickly get right-click down if he runs in, and of course runs the risk. If he starts committing into a fight, it opens up for even easier Winter's Curses, where if he's close to Tiny, one of them could just start killing the other.
And they've got to be very, very careful they're positioning the side of Na'Vi playing up against the lineup that London Conspiracy have. And London Conspiracy now leaving their side of the map. We've got a bit of a push coming in on the top lane, but at the same time in the mid lane, Havorst and Seneko there looking to get some pressure on this tier. Madara will find the slow here with the Lightning Storm. And does just fend them back off. On the top lane, Dendy's still kind of looking for a bit of an initiation. He's still there on the sideline, scouting out the side. And always he's going to put the Dream Coil here to stop Spartan from being able to TP back. Now comes Seneko here. There's been a Death Ward that's been popped. They do have the Yule Scepter though to cancel the challenge straight away. Artstar's there to help out with this kill. And they do manage to pick off and bring down the Witch Doctor there on the top lane. Bottom lane, is anything going to kick off here? We've got a Vorst here on the sidelines. He's going to find Skylark and with the Avalanche and the toss. He's going to help with Funning as well. And oh, Clockwork can he get himself out of this one? Rupture's been pulled. Skylark's got to stay still, but that's going to mean he's just take the right clicks of Dendy. He will go down. They do manage to get Seneko in response, so it's a 2-for-1 so far. And now the question is anything more going to come of this one? Madara trying to see if he can get in range to get the slow onto a member at the side of Na'Vi. He's got the backup of Kiza on the Shadow Fiend just south, and now pops the Shiva's got good TP from Funnick. Nendy, he's not going to get caught out. He's got the face.
I'm not sure he can blink this one.
No, he can't by the looks of it. He's going to be used up in the air. He's not. Oh, can he get out of this one, Dendy? Is there any way he can escape? Oh, no, there's not. Killing spree for Madara as they bring him down on the Leshrac. And, I mean, Na'Vi obviously finding a good couple of kills, but again, hanging around a little bit too long, and losing Dendy is the price.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is kind of the way Na'Vi want to try to approach this game right now. Try to split up the map, spread out LC's heroes, and whenever they start TP defending or moving around, you have really good pickoff potential with the relocate and puck. But, as you said, took them a bit too long. They got the Witch Doctor kill top very easily, and when it comes to this bottom fight, they stuck around so long that Kaiser managed to get a kill, and Leshrac killing the puck is actually a pretty big deal. Madara is getting so extremely big, and I don't know if Na'Vi have the answers. He has 23 armor, 1800 health, and what's Na'Vi's right click? It's a Tiny right now who arguably does hit. Oh, here we go. Wait a second.
Straight in onto the Leshrac, but now the hook shot with the counter initiation. There's a Winter's Curse onto Vorst, holding him in place while he takes a hit from the Death Ward. He will go down. Seneko has not got the power to keep him alive. They lose her Vorst. And LC, I mean, as you said, the Leshrac is going to become a huge issue if he hasn't already. I mean, they might even be ready to try and go for the high ground here.
I think Na'Vi had relocate there. I'm not sure if Seneko thought he could keep him alive or if he got interrupted by anything, but looked to me like he might have been able to keep Flost alive. And instead, losing him, LC are going to feel pretty confident that this buyback is non-existent right now as they start taking down half the tower. Oh, Artstar completely out of position here. Is probably going to be brought down as well.
With the right clicks from Kaiser, it's more than enough, and that's going to be another pick off for the side of London Conspiracy. Still 30 seconds before Vorst is back on the board.
So much
There's a butterfly on Shadow Fiend now as well.
They
completed.
have so much sustain. Mech, Witch Doctor heal, Cold Embrace level 4, Earn, and yeah, as you said, Butterfly. This is easily one lane. The question is if it's two. Or do you think Na'Vi can hold this without Shadow D? Maybe. There's no Aegis, so it's possible they just take the tower and get out of here.
And we'll see what the side of Na'Vi
No, they don't care. Here we go.
They've got Tiny back in a couple of seconds. Can they do anything to stop this assault off the racks? He's just gonna. He doesn't care. Kaiser just sits there and says, "Well, if you want me to stand still and hit your racks, I'll do that." Vorst now going forward here with the avalanche toss on to Kaiser, but he puts BKB. He gets a Requiem of Souls off. Now he's going to try and turn it around with the damage being reduced from Na'Vi. The Cold Embrace indeed, popping Kaiser back up to half health. They have already lost the Wyvern and the Witch Doctor. Na'Vi might be able to find more Funnick, taking the punches. Kaiser just brings him down. The Shadow Fiend is just cleaning up. It's a double kill for Kaiser. Make that a triple kill as Dendy himself can't escape from it. Na'Vi being wiped to the floor. They'll lose the mid racks. And you said, you know, you're anticipating if they're going to be able to get more London Conspiracy with this kind of opening. I think they will now with the Yules on to Artstar. There's going to be the stun to follow up as well. Doesn't look like they want to chase that one down as the buybacks do come out from Na'Vi. And maybe this is the time for London Conspiracy to get themselves out on it. There's going to be a demonic purge onto Madara. Dendy blinking forward. Has he got the damage to bring down a Leshrac? Yes, he has. And Dendy, he did have to buy back for this one. Wants to make sure he doesn't get taken down again.
I'm not sure this is over yet. Leshrac is up in 5 seconds with Boots of Travel. If they want to try for it, they could make a play here. There's still 30 seconds on the Tiny, and with Bloodseeker out for 70, they're immediately porting bottom with Madara. He's got 2k gold in the bank. Not sure if he wants to buy anything with that just yet. I'm imagining Octarine Core will be the path he's going to be taking next, and could at least buy up the point booster for that, or even the vitality booster might be a more valuable pickup, since mana is not a problem when you have 12 charges in a Bloodstone and a Yules and a Shivas. And well, alright, no second lane of racks. They realize the big boy's up, and you know, Lesh is a pretty good hero to have Aegis on.
Absolutely is.
I don't know if Na'Vi can hold this upcoming push. Lesh is going to force them to go on him. They will have to commit big abilities. They don't have like this kind of whittle you down abilities. Yep,
Hook shot it straight into art style. Now they're coming in with the Shiva's Guard as well. It's going to be a Yule Scepter onto the Clockwork in the side, and Navi seeing if they can do anything to help art style.
Oh, he tried to relocate him out. Relocate is all. Oh my god, they even see it. They know relocate is used. They know where he's returning to. Very easy cock play here for Skylark. And the moment he comes out here, there's the knockback.
Oh,
very nice. Nice Glimmer Cape play into the tether. Artstyle even buying back for that one as Chvost is doing the right thing. He's trying to split push bottom a little bit to prevent the side of LC from getting into the base fast enough, and ultimately now he's going to have to port back. I don't know what you're going to do now if you're Navi. You kind of... Wait, they gave the Aegis to the Shadow Fiend. So it was either Shadow Fiend or Lesh. So they're putting it on the SF. He's just going to walk in and start hitting the tower. Now we have to kill him twice. Killing him once was a very hard task last fight. I don't even think they managed in the end, as Dendy's going to try to deal a bit of damage here. They will get Madara.
They've got to do something here. Skylark hook shot again to the backside of Kaiser.
Oh, the death ward!
Oh my goodness. Double kill for the Witch Doctor. They're going to find the Lightning Storm to Dendy, but Dendy, he's just going to back himself off. He can't do anything to stop this push from London Conspiracy. They've found half the racks. They're going to be able to find the complete set of racks here on the bottom lane as well. 2 racks down for Na'Vi. And, I mean, what do Na'Vi do now in this situation?
Call GG, I think. That's...
I
mean, either they do that or they lose their base. It's pretty much one or the other. Shadow Fiend with this Satanic, he is actually not possible for them to kill twice. They have to kill his team first, and then they can deal with him, but this is, yeah. It's what we were talking about going into the game. They might have just picked it as a counter to IO +1, and
the Winter's Curse just holds him in place. They'll drop down the Maledict, and Dendy just blows up. He's down for 90 seconds. He's trying to fight through this with the BKB, but it doesn't matter. They'll take him down, so I'll make that a double kill for this Witch Doctor. And I've got to say, this game for Spartan, he's been having an absolute ball of a time on the WD. I mean, and GG.
WD.
The WD.
Nice.
But, I mean, Na'Vi, they were going into this one. Obviously, a lot of fans watching, a lot of people, you know, rating them very highly against London Conspiracy. And I think that's because maybe people didn't know enough about London Conspiracy, but they've just come into that, and they've just proven, hang on, you guys need to keep an eye on us in the qualifiers because we're ready to take down some of the bigger teams here.